In the dead of night, a terrifying procession stalks the village streets. 4 figures draped in dark cloaks, their eyes glowing red in the dark, silently carry a heavy wooden coffin on their shoulders. These are the Nishir Molo. If you make eye contact with them, you're going into the box. The village is currently paralyzed by dread. After the Nishir Molo abducted 2 locals, Sampat and Kapta, right off the street, the village head ordered a total lockdown. Everyone is huddled inside, praying the heavy footsteps pass by their doors. But while the locals barricade themselves indoors, 2 outsiders have traveled directly into the danger zone. Ishita and Meghna, 2 city students, wander the grounds with an entirely different agenda. They have no idea about the ghost story outside their window. They aren't here for thrills. They are hunting for the Mrityunjay Amrit, a mythical, miraculous nectar said to cure even the most terminal of diseases. It's a collision of life and death. In their search for a miracle cure, these 2 women have walked directly into a 400-year-old epicenter of abduction. To understand what is happening to this town, we have to look back to the year 1600. A devastating, incurable epidemic was sweeping through the kingdom, threatening to wipe the entire population off the map. This chart shows the timeline of that 17th century crisis. Right as the epidemic reached its lethal peak, the king's daughter, the princess, mysteriously vanished. She returned exactly 1 year and 1 month later, carrying nothing but a single strange seed. That seed grew into a colossal banyan tree, whose branches secreted the Mrityunjay Amrit. As the infected citizens consumed this nectar, the epidemic curve plummeted to 0. But this magic operates on a timer. The nectar only drips during specific lunar phases, specifically on full moons or Purnima and the 11th day of the lunar cycle, known as Ekadashi. The royal family's gamble worked. The kingdom survived, but by introducing a supernatural cure to the mortal world, they tied the village to an ancient and deadly force. Back in the present day, the village attempts to fight back. In the main square, a junior tantric sets up a midnight anushtan, a ritual using fire, human bone, and sacred smoke to ward off the entities. The defense is useless. The Nishirmalo materialize from the dark, silence the screaming village priest, and advance through the protective barriers as if it isn't even there. The tantric's flesh turns to earth in a matter of seconds. His body is transmuted into a statue of wet mud, his face frozen in a distorted scream right before he vanishes entirely. Traditional charms and circles of ash provide no protection. The Nishirmalo operate outside the laws of standard ghosts or poltergeists, leaving the modern village effectively defenseless. The village is fighting an ancient threat with the wrong tools. Until they understand the true nature of what was brought back 4 centuries ago, the coffin bearers will continue their harvest. The 2 mysteries collide when Meghna finally reaches the 400-year-old banyan tree. She doesn't just see a landmark, she recognizes it. This isn't a place she studied in the book. She knows every twisted root and heavy branch, because this exact tree has been the centerpiece of her recurring nightmares. In these dreams, Meghna wanders a desolate forest in 17th century royal garments. Suddenly, a hand from the darkness grabs her from behind. Meghna is looking at a memory, not a landmark. She is the 17th century princess reborn, the woman who first carried that seed into the kingdom. Miles away in an isolated cave, the great tantric suddenly opens his eyes. Sensing the death of his disciple, he realizes the ancient cycle has begun again, and it will require his direct intervention to stop the slaughter. In this folklore, the miracle and the curse are the same thing. Surviving the night will require Meghna to finally confront the ancient debt she incurred in her past life.